Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel Java Guru Ravi, and today we are going to discuss the collect method. So basically in Stream API we have been provided with a terminal method that is called as collect, and the purpose of this collect method is to store the result of your stream. So suppose you have created a stream, you have performed certain operations, maybe filter, sorted, distinct, all these operations you have already performed, and now you got some final result. So collect method allows you to store the result in some collection, right? So for that purpose the collect method has been provided, and it gives you the option where you want to store. Not only this, it is also allowing you to create different groups, right? So we'll be talking about this collect method. So let us come to this program. So in this class I am creating this class student, in which we are having certain attributes like name, state, CGPA, and I have provided a constructor here to initialize those attributes. So this is a simple student class. Now if you see here this class collect demo, where I want to demonstrate this collect method. So in this class collect demo I am creating one array list in which I am going to store certain student objects. So I have created here 6 student objects and simply added into the array list. So ultimately till now we have done nothing, we have just created a collection of objects. Now my task is, suppose let's say I want to say that store all the students who are having CGPA greater than 6 in the sorted order of their names in a list, right? So let's say I want to find out all the students who are having CGPA greater than 6, but I want to store them in the collection, and the collection is given here as a list. So first of all we will create a stream, because we want to perform some processing here. We want to process the objects, and the processing here mentioned is ki first of all filter all the students having CGPA greater than 6, then sort them based on their names. So these methods we have already covered. So let us do this. I'll be writing al.stream because I want to create a stream. So this al.stream will create a stream here. Now I want to call the filter method. So filter method, so that we can filter all the students whose CGPA is greater than 6. So I'll be writing, okay, if S is my student, what I want, S dot CGPA is greater than 6. So this is my predicate that I am writing here. So predicate is simply saying that if S is a student object, so my condition of retaining the object is that CGPA should be greater than 6. So it is returning a boolean, so predicate is expecting the boolean output. So that's okay. It will filter all those objects who are having greater than 6 CGPA. Now the task is sorted. So I'll be calling the method sorted, and here what I want to do, I want to sort based on the names. So it means I will be saying, okay, if let's say some object is there A, let's say A is my student object. So what I want to do is I want to sort based on the names. So name is a string, and string is already having the compare to method, so we can use the same thing. So I am saying, okay, two objects are there because we have to pass a comparator here. So comparator will be saying if two objects are A and B, so how you want to sort them. So I'll be saying, okay, if A is the first student object and B is the second student object, so I'll be sorting them based on the names. So I'll be writing here A dot name dot compare to B dot name. So this will be sorting in the ascending order. I am again repeating here, I am using the compare to method which is already provided in the string class, and A dot name and B dot name are the strings. So we can use the predefined compare to method to get the sorting sequence. Fine. So now we'll get the result which is sorted. Now the final result is obtained. I want to save it into some collection. So the terminal method is provided, that is collect. So this collect method has been provided, but there is a problem with the collect method. Let me show you. If you see here java p java dot util dot stream dot stream. So in the stream interface, this collect method has been provided, and if I show you that collect method, so you can see here I am highlighting here this collect method. So this collect method says ki okay, you can call the collect method, but here you have to pass the collector java.util.stream.collector. So it means you need to pass the collector object. Like in the filter you are passing the predicate object, in the for each method you are passing the consumer, in sorted you are passing the comparator. In the same manner you have to pass the collector object in the collect method. So let us see what is the collector. So let us again try to find out what is collector. So I am writing here collector. So if you see here, the interesting point is that collector is an interface, and we already know that interface object cannot be created. So this becomes a problem now. You cannot create the object of an interface. So what we have to do is we have to think about the other solution, because it is not a functional interface. You can see here earlier we have created predicate object, consumer object, supplier object using lambda, because these were the functional interfaces. But in this collector interface you can see more than one abstract methods are available. It means you cannot represent its object using the lambda. So what is the solution? The solution is collectors, right? I'll show you. There is a class called as collectors. This class collectors, in the java.util.stream package, this class collectors is defined, and this is a final class, you can see. So what is the basic importance of this particular collectors class? This collectors class provides us some of the methods, and you can see here majority of the methods are static. It means you can directly call them, and it is providing you two very important method. One is toList and second one is toSet. You can see here toList method, it is a static method and it returns a list of t type. So this toList method is defined as a static method in the collectors class, so we can call it collectors.toList. And what is the return type of this method? Its return type is a collector object. You can see collector object, and which is having the list type parameter. Similarly, we have this toSet method, similar to the toList method. It is also provided here, which returns the set of collector object with a set type. So the difference between toList and toSet is that toList will return a collector with set type of collection, and toSet method will return, toList method will return a collector with list type, and toSet method will return a collector with the set type. So that's what we are going to use. So let us come back to this code. Here I am saying okay, collect method. So I have to pass collector. So I'll write okay, collector object can be created using this method, collectors dot toList. So collectors dot toList, this method will help you to create the collector object, and that's what I am passing in the collect method. So what is the result of this entire statement? It will give me a list of students. You can see here it is returning the list of t type or set of t type. So toList method is returning a list of t types. So what is t here? T is student. So it is just going to return me a list of student. So I will be storing in the reference variable of list of student type let's say ls. So this is my result. So you got the result of stream stored in a list. Now you can simply print it if you want to use it. So you can simply create a for each method student st from ls, and you can print their names and other details. System.out.println, I am printing st.name plus t st dot cell, what is this, cgpa plus slash t st dot state. So this is how we are going to print it. So let us compile and run this. So java c collect demo.java, compiled, java collect demo, and if you run this, so you can see that you have obtained all the students who are having CGPA greater than 6, but in the ascending order of their names, right? Aisha, Chandni, Natwar, Praveen, and then Ravi. So this is how we are using the collect method. Similarly, if you want to store the result in the set, so simply you can call the method toSet. So set, if you are using set, so it will, you know that set will be having the property of non-duplicacy. It means it will automatically remove the duplicate elements. It also means that you can use it as a distinct method also, because set will be automatically doing the same task that the distinct does, right? But the only thing is key duplicacy logic will be defined over there. If it is primitive type, then it will be defined based on the equals method. Otherwise you can define using the your own logic in the set, in the comparator form, right? So anyhow, we can use either the toList method or the toSet method. So I am just going to use toSet again, compiled and executed. Again you got it, this thing, but here you are not getting the order in which the elements are stored, because set does not maintain the order. So you can see you are not getting the sorted order. Stream was sorted, but when you add it in the tree set, sorry, to in the set, so it will be not in the ordered manner. Set is unordered, right? So this is how you are getting this. Fine. So this is your toList and toSet method in the collectors. Right? Now we have two more methods in the collector that is very useful. It is groupingBy and partitioningBy. So let us understand this. If I show you here, so first one is groupingBy. So if you see here, the basic version of groupingBy says ki okay, you have to pass a function here. Function is what? One input, one output. Function is a functional interface in which we have one abstract method, that is apply. Apply says one type of input and some other type of output. The same function we have seen in the map method also, right? So groupingBy says ki okay, just give me the function, and function will be transforming your stream object into some other value, and that other value will be considered as a key. Whatever you will return from the function here will be considered the key for your map, and this groupingBy method will create a collector object, but what is the result here is map. And if you see here, map is having the key k. What is this key k? K is the return value of your function. Function is having two parameters. This is your input type, t type of input, and k type of output. So the k, that is the output, will become the key, and value will be a list of t type. All those objects which will produce the same key will be in the same group. So groupingBy can create multiple groups. n number of groups depending on what are the values produced. But the other one is partitioning by. The partitioning by, as the name suggests, it will divide it into two parts. You can see here the partitioning by says ki I will be just dividing into two parts, and there will be two parts. What are the two parts? Here it is asking for predicate, and predicate, similar to filter, it is saying ki one input boolean output. So here boolean will be the output. It means the key will be boolean, and boolean key means one partition will be created which will be giving the true as a return value from the predicate, and the other group will be which is returning the false. So if you see here, the return type of this partitioning by is a collector, but the collection that it is creating is map with a boolean type of key. In grouping by, the key type was k. Here the key type is boolean and the value type is list. So no problem. It means it will just create two partitions, yeah, two groups. One group will be returning, one group will be corresponding to the true key, and second group will be corresponding to the false key. Right? So partitioning by will always create at most two groups, whereas grouping by can create n number of groups. So let us understand this with the help of a program. So coming back to this same one, I am just removing this code. Now I am saying okay, we have to just divide or group all the students based on their state. Right? So now I am saying okay, create the students, group the students by their state. Right? So what I am saying is okay, I am having an array list. I will create a stream, al.stream, and then what I am saying is that collect means just store them into the map, and what I want here is that key will be the state. My requirement may be okay, I want to find out all the students from a particular state. So we are going to group them based on the state. So we will be writing here the collect method dot collect, and here I will say ki I am going to use the grouping by. So I will write here collectors, because this method is again a static method inside the collectors. So I will write collectors dot grouping by, and in the grouping by I have to pass a function. Function is says कि if x is my student object, so by which parameter, whatever you will return here will become the key. So what you want to make a key here, I want to make the state as the key, because we have to group based on the state. So I will write here if x is my student object, so I am saying ki give me the state. Sorry. So this is the function I am saying ki okay, if x is my student, so I am saying ki okay, key will be x state. So it means it will be creating a map whose key will be the state. And what it means, it is going to create a map, and in the map, let's say map, what is going to be the key type here? Key is going to be state. State means string type. Right? And what will be the value? We have seen that value is always a list. List of which type? List of the same type which the stream is. So stream is of student type. So here you will be having the student type. So this type is very important. Again repeating, what will be the key type of the map? The key type will be the same as the return value from the function. The function say we are returning x dot state, and state is a string, so key will be there in the map as a string type. Then what is the value in the map? Map is returning always a list of objects. And what type of objects? The same type of object as the stream is containing. So stream is containing the student objects. So this map will always have a list of student type. So this is how we are going to have my grouping by. So now I have got this solution, means all the objects are grouped by the state. Now I am asking you, okay, I'll ask the user ki, okay, give me which state you want to see. System.out.println. I'll say, okay, tell me that enter the state whose students you want to see. I am asking you enter the state. The user will enter a state. I will read it using the scanner. Right. So I will read that state. State is equal to sc dot next, and then from that state I want to fetch all the students. So I'll read from the map. I'll ask map give me the value corresponding to this key. What is the key? State. So get method I am using. I am saying that this is my key. What is my key? Whatever state I have received as an input, and give me the value. The value it will return. What is the value? Value will be list of student objects corresponding to that key, ls. So I'll get ls, then I'll be just traversing the ls to print all the objects. I am again summarizing this. I am calling the collect method collectors.groupingBy x arrow x state, means mapping the student object x to state, means state will become the key and student will be the object. So we'll get a map of string type key and list of student as the value. Then I am reading from the user ki which state you want to see the students. User will enter some state. I am storing it into state variable. Now in the map we have already grouped all the students based on the state. So I am just simply calling the get method from the map. So get method, this key it will be returning the value corresponding to this key. So that corresponding to every key we have a list. So we'll get a list of students, and then I am printing those students from that list which will be belonging to the given state. So let us try this. So I compiled this, I executed this. It is asking enter the state. I said Delhi. So from Delhi we have 2 students, I guess. So you can see that both the students from Delhi we are getting here. Similarly, let's say I again executed this. I said Punjab. So from Punjab we have only 1 student. Again I executed. I said Haryana. So from Haryana we are having again couple of students. So this is how we are using the grouping by. Fine. Similarly, we have the partitioning by. Now my task has been changed. I said ki okay, I don't want to create the groups. I am saying ki let's say a company is offering placements to all the students who are having CGPA greater than 6.5, right? So now what we have to do is find all the students who are eligible and those who are not eligible. It means here we have only 2 groups. Those who are eligible means who are meeting the condition which will return true, and other who are not meeting the condition. So these are the 2 groups I have to create. It means we have to partition the students, those who are eligible for placement, those who are not eligible for placement. So here we will be using the partitioning by, right? So the same thing I am going to do here is, again I am going to create an array list, say stream, al.stream. Stream is created. Then I will say ki okay, collect. Do not do any kind of filtering because collect method will automatically do this. I will be passing here collectors dot partitioning by collectors dot partitioning by, and here I'll have to pass filter predicate, right? Sorry, predicate says ki if S is the student, so what is your condition to retain in the stream? So the answer is S dot CGPA should be greater than 6.5. So I am saying ki if the student CGPA is greater than 6.5, then it is returning true, means it will go to the true wala group in the map, and if it is less than 6.5, less than or equal to 6.5, it will go to the false wala group. So it will return as map. So I am creating a map, let's say MP, and the type of the map, type of the key will be boolean here, right, because you are getting true or false as the key, plus value will be list of students, right. So this is how you are going to use the partitioning by. Again repeating, in the collect method I am going to pass here collectors dot partitioning by, and in the partitioning by I have to just give the boolean return value predicate. Return value must be boolean, so I am writing any condition, so that condition will give you either true or false. So two groups will be created, one corresponding to the true key, other will be corresponding to false key. So the map will be having the key of boolean type. One, it means only two partitions at most will be created. One is corresponding to true key and second one will be corresponding to false key. Now I am going to print here system dot out dot println. I'll be saying ki okay, list of eligible students. Eligible students will be what? Those who are having the key as true. So I'll be writing here true key. I'll get list of student, I'll print all of them. Similarly, list of all the, if I say ki okay, give me the list of all the not eligible students, so I'll be passing ki okay, the students who are having the key as false. It will give again the students who are having some false key, right. So this is how we are going to do this. So let us again compiled, executed, enter state. This is the previous one, just I am writing Punjab. Null pointer exception we have received. Let me check why it is. So boolean list we have got here, line number 47. So this is your line number 47, student stage list 2, right. So the reason is that list has already been created. I got a MP I have created. I am writing here map.get, so it should be mp.get, right, and same here mp.get. Let us try this. So now you are getting the list of eligible students. So you can see 7.98, 8.38 and 7.21, these are eligible, and list of not eligible students who are having less than CGPA 6.5. So this is how your collector object is created using the collectors static methods toList, toSet, partitioning by and grouping by. So these are the four important methods inside the collectors that we can use to call the collect method. One more method is there in the stream, that is toArray. if you have got the result in the stream and you want to store in a normal array, so we have a method toArray. So toArray is a straightforward method. Let us demonstrate that also. Let me remove all this stuff. I am having this stream and just said ki okay, find all the students, store all the students who are having CGPA less than 6 or less than 6.5 in an array. So what I'll do here is I'll create a stream al.stream, then I will call the filter, and filter says if S is the student, so s.cgpa is less than 6.5. I'm interested in less than 6.5 CGPA. So I'll just filter all the students having CGPA less than 6.5. Once I have filtered, we got the result. Now I want to store in an array. So the method is toArray. So it will simply return an array of object type. This is the important point. The array will be always of object type, let's say ARR. So here it creates a problem, but it has to be object type only because you don't know what type of objects can be there in the stream. So object is the parent of every class, so object type of array can hold every type of object. So that's why object type of array has been given here. So now let's say I want to print the name and CGPA of all those students. So what I'll do, I'll just traverse this using the for each method. So now the array is of object type, but I know inside the array of object type we have actually students. So here we will have to use the concept of downcasting. So I am traversing here, I cannot write here student because the collection is having the object type. So here I have to write only object, let's say OB. Now inside this loop I will convert object into student type. I have to downcast it like this: student st is equal to downcasting. I will be downcasting into student type every object OB. Why it is required? Because I have to print the name, CGPA and state, and name, CGPA, state is defined in the student class, not in the object class. So because currently you are having the object reference, so with the help of object reference you cannot call them. You can see here I am writing here system dot out dot println. If I try to write here ob dot name plus ob dot state plus ob dot CGPA, so it will give me an error, cannot find symbol. It will be unable to find the name, CGPA and state, because in the object class you don't have all these things. It is simply saying variable name in object type, so it is not possible. So I have to do it downcasting. I have to do it in this manner, and I can confidently do this because I know that this array holds the student object. So now I can write here st dot name, st dot state and st dot CGPA. So this is feasible, this is possible only because you have done the downcasting. Compiled, executed, and you get the result here, right? So this is your toArray method. The important point here is it is going to return you an object type of array, and if you want to access the members of your actual class, you have to do the downcasting in this manner. So that's all about the terminal method collect, how to store the result of a stream into some collection or into the stream. So I hope you have understood this, and if you have any doubts you can simply put your doubts in the comment box. That's all for today. Thank you so much.